All right, welcome back again, everyone. It is the daily market analysis. Today is the 12th of November, Tuesday. We just had the UK employment numbers being released, so I'll tell you more about that shortly. And the US dollar is continuing to strengthen. The Trump trade is strong, with the dollar index up along that or above that 105.50 level, and we are seeing gold retracing, continuing all the way down from the highs was a bit historical now. It's been dropping. It is down to that 26, almost at 2600 level right now. All that to come, but first, okay, and we are back. Good to have you with us. Hey Sandra, how are you doing? Hey Stefan. Good morning, Brian. Hey Jumarinus. Hope you're doing well. Now, if you can see me okay, hear me all right, put it into the chat and let me know. Couple of housekeeping things to get through. Big reminder, huge reminder is that this daily market analysis has been public. I've been streaming live for more than 400 over live streams already. So it is time to get it private. If you haven't already, do make sure you join the Elite Navigator YouTube membership. Because after this week, I will be I will be doing this live stream only for Elite Navigator members, right? So next week, Monday onwards, it's only going to be for Elite Navigators. So if you haven't already, do make sure you sign up for that. While we're doing that, let me just check that everything's okay. And also, if you have any questions at any point in time, please feel free to put it into the chat and let me know. And you can help me out massively by remembering to click on that like and subscribe button. Okay, and if you're on the session, do drop a message. Say hi, let me know where you're joining us from. All right. I look forward to hearing from you all. And if you haven't, the link is there for the Elite Navigator YouTube channel memberships. It's a long title, long word. Right, so let me see. Okay. Oh, good. Super. And we have Lolo, a new Elite Navigator member as well. So big welcome to Lolo. Hope you're doing well. Now, with that, looking at the fundamentals, okay? We just had, literally 4 minutes ago, hot off the press, we just had the UK numbers being released. Unemployment rate for the UK rose quite a bit, was 4%, expected 4.1, went up to 4.3%, while average hourly earnings or average earnings index went from 3.8 revised up to 3.9. Expected 3.9 came up to a 4.3. So wage inflation creeping up slightly, while claimant count change slowing down, right? Claimant count is a number of people claiming for unemployment benefits. So claimant count going, it was 27.9, but revised to 10.1. Expected a lot more people claiming for unemployment benefits at 30.5, but it got released at a 26.7K. Okay, so as a result of this, we're not seeing too much. Well, we had a front run, right? The pound front run, it was dropping even before the news. It was dropping before the news. On release of the news, it did push lower, but it seemed to have slightly run off a bit of steam. But it is tracking well as we had anticipated, bouncing to the downside. So looking for further downside here, and the numbers kind of supports that, although not entirely, because claimant count a little bit better than expected. But at 4.3, I feel like we could still see further downside on the pound dollar. We'll talk more about that as we look into the pound dollar shortly. Let's fix my chair. All right. Hey, Jimmy, how are you doing? Hope you're super. Hey, Edwin, good to see you. Hey, Marshall from Rwanda, good to have you with us. Welcome to the session. Okay, so that's the employment number that we saw just being released 6 minutes ago. Scroll back to yesterday, nothing much happened. Well, no big news. Prices kept moving, but it wasn't because of the big news. It was just a continuation of the sentiment and the momentum because the US and the the US and Canada were on a bank holiday, so prices has continued trending. Now, after this claimant count number, which we just saw for the UK, after these employment numbers, which we just saw for the UK, we have German ZEW economic sentiment to be released at 6 p.m. GMT plus 8, while we also have, let me see what else to pay attention to. Not that much. The rest are okay. And then through to tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. GMT plus 8, we have the Aussie wage price index quarter on quarter, looking like it might go slightly higher from a 0.8 to a 0.9. Wage inflation climbing might not be the best for the Aussie inflation numbers, but from 0.8 to 0.9, I'm not expecting too big of a change there. But the big one will be tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. GMT plus 8, where we have the US CPI number to be released. It was 2.4 as expected, 2.6, a small increase in CPI. I think it's just a bit of a blip, not expecting too much. If you look at the CME Fed Watch tool, super Jimmy. If you look at the CME Fed Watch tool, this is for the 18th of December. Just a bit over about a month away. 18th of December, where we will be having the Fed Reserve decide. Still about a month away. It looks like there's a small chance that they're going to do anything, with a 65% chance, 65.1% chance that they'll cut rates by another 25 basis points. I think it's still too early to tell. Even with the CPI to be released tomorrow, I think it's still a bit too early to tell. Still a couple more data points to consider before we start focusing back onto the likelihood of a rate cut. Okay. All right. Hey Sunil, how are you doing? Now with that kind of keeps the fundamentals a little bit easy, because we've just had employment numbers and not much else to look forward to. So we look at the charts. All right, here we are. Again, can't remind you all enough on this. You'll see it on the left side of the screen, YouTube channel membership, Elite Navigator. It is about $9 a month. Make sure you subscribe to that, because this daily market analysis that you love so much is going private only to Elite Navigators. So make sure you sign up for that if you haven't already. The link is there in the chat again for you guys. Okay? Now, looking at the dollar index, today being the 12th of November. All right, dollar index yesterday we were saying consolidate along 105 and break up to 105.15, or above 105.15, you'll get to 105.40 105.45. It got to 105.45, consolidated there, and looking like it might push higher. So take that away. All right, and keep that there. Yes. I don't need 105.45 anymore. Actually, no, I'll keep 105.45. Put it back. All right, and now while I keep that, I'll just bring it back nearer. There we go. Okay, so looking at this, there we go, 105.45, testing. The main thing, all right, I'm looking at this on the dollar, and I do think that it's going to get up to that point. The main question that I have for myself is whether it's going to retrace or how much it's going to retrace by before pushing back up again. Hey Diana, how are you doing? Good morning. All right, the big question is, I'm looking for it to push higher, but how much is it going to retrace by before it continues back up? I don't need a trend line there. There we go. All right, there we go. Now looking at the dollar, look, that's sitting right across there right now, TSR MACD. What I'm looking for, let's do that, up, and that, yeah, that works nicely. Okay, I'm actually thinking that the dollar could sit right across, might test a little bit lower, definitely needs to stay above 105.50, but looking for it to push back up towards that resistance level with a bit of a hesitation at 106.10. 106.10 being that level that we saw on the 28th of June. Check the H4. Okay, that all makes sense. So we look at that first. I'm just thinking, I'm just uncertain, unhappy about this. Let me think. No, I think it's going to keep going. It looks like it's going to keep going. Okay, so dollar index, continue higher to 106.10. Beyond that, could retest resistance of 106.45. All right, so what I'm looking at is that it continues pushing up, could sit around there for a little bit, but then continue up to that resistance level. So that's what I'm looking for. So more strength on the dollar index to the upside. Now, with that said, then we look at the Kiwi dollar. All right, Kiwi dollar sitting right across. This is something that we talked about yesterday along that 61.8 level. You see it consolidating along this point. I would still maintain, because we're anticipating further dollar strength, so I'll still maintain that if you got into it, all right, it would have bowed. No, you wouldn't have got in here. Put that away. If you got into it at that point, it's showing some downside. But what I'm thinking now, if you didn't get into it, then you'll be looking at 95950, stop loss 20, take profit 40. I'll keep that actually. I think it's going to, look at the dollar push. That trend line doesn't matter anymore. We can take that away. It looks like it's going to consolidate along here. You're looking for that breakout to the downside. We'll keep that. So 5950, 20 to 40 to the downside. Look at that. I still feel like that's going to consolidate here or retrace. Dollar index could consolidate slash retrace slightly, but look for continuation higher to 106.6, so 106.10. There we go. All right. Kiwi, yes, sit across, look for the downside. I feel like it might do that, and then that. Okay, then onto the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, someone was commenting. Dinah said Kiwi 5968. Sorry. 5968. That one there, I think. So as it bounced up, sold it down, fantastic. I like that. They're in a bit early, very nice. Now, then onto the Aussie dollar push down. Someone was in the Discord group commenting about this, how slow it was. It is a bit slow. It is possibly going to gain a bit of strength in terms of the move. But what I think could happen here is that it's going to sit in this area for a while, right? And even if it does break lower, I don't think if you're not already in the trade, I don't think you should be looking to trade this down at this point, because you'll be looking at 6545, you'll be looking at a 20 something pip. It's not something that you should be too worried about. I would prefer, if we see that dollar strength continue, you see, that's good, that's good. Okay, where is it? Where am I? If we see that consolidate and break to the downside, then I would in fact just be looking for 6.5, below 6.5, stop loss 25, take profit a good 100 pips to the downside. That's a level there, but it's not particularly strong. So I'm not super concerned about that. Okay, so a bit more to wait on the Aussie dollar. I'll be looking at 0.65. Stop loss would be 25, take profit 100 to the downside. There we go. Consolidate, breakdown. Yes, okay. Now with that, then pound dollar. All right. We're talking a lot about this yesterday. That's broken. Take that away. It broke that low, the equal low, and we kind of saw it. So it dropped, it bounced, and then it dropped a little bit more, bounce, and then it continued lower. All right. So kind of moved to what we expected. Again, with the employment numbers, unemployment rate for the pound, it was a 4%, expected 4.1, came out at 4.3, so unemployment rate increased quite a bit. Claimant count, not as bad as expected, but at 26.7K, while wage inflation increasing a little bit more than expected. We're seeing some downside on the pound dollar. So if you're in that, If you're in that, I would hold. If not, then I'll be looking at it to break that low together with the current level that we're looking at. So what could happen here, if you're in it already, you're writing it down, right? But what could happen here is that it might break, bounce a little bit, and then continue down. They might do that. All right, so what I want to see here, and you do have that 1.28 as a nice round number. So I'll be looking at 1.2785. Stop loss will be about 30 pips. Take profit will be at about 105, 100 to the downside. Okay. I see a question there, Diana. Give me 1 second. I'll get back to that. Bounce that. Yes, I like that. Okay, so 1.2785. 1.2785. Stop loss 30. Take profit 100 to the downside. We're looking at big upside move on the dollar. That's why I'm seeing big downside moves on the pound. Diana's asking, I would look at to trade Aussie from 6567. 65 6567, which is up here. Yeah. I think that it might not go that high. It could, but I'm just thinking that it sits in this area. 6567 is about there. I'm just thinking that I would think that if anything, I put this down here. If anything, the Aussie dollar might do is that it breaks down and then it comes back up. I don't think it'll come back up to 6567. I think it might come back up to about that point, 6545 maybe, and then continue lower again. Something like that. But it depends on what happens here in this consolidation. But yeah, if it does go up to 6567, then yes, you can look for that downside as well. Generally, looking for the downside, look for a good place to be selling it down. And yeah, I was going to say there's a bit of a head and shoulder, but not. It's a bit of a ugly head and shoulder, so I won't highlight that much. H4. Yeah, not quite. Okay. Yeah, so I agree with you there, Dinah. It might break that consolidation. I'm looking, if it does push up, then look for it to reject and push back down. But I'll be looking for it to break lower, retrace. Best will be to sell there. Early will be to sell up there. Okay. Then on to the euro. We did the pound. Yes, we did the pound. Pound is moving very nicely to the downside. Then onto the euro. So that's trading well. I had a trade on the euro. It hit my take profit. This morning I got into another trade on the euro. Closed out just before this session, about that point. So now, what you need to do on the euro. The main thing, we have 20 here, take that away. The main thing you need to do on the euro will be to wait. A lot of times you guys hate it when I say that. The main, yeah, okay. The main thing to do on the euro now is to wait because I want to see what happens at this 1.06 level. I am looking for more downside um, on the euro, and interestingly, just before we started the live stream, I saw that euro dollar another 300 pip drop coming, question mark. The thing I don't know about 300, but what I'll be looking for is if it breaks below that 1.06, so 1.0590, stop loss will be about 30 pips. Take profit, I'll go first to that 140 to the downside. Check an H4, look at that, break, again, that whole big move in this area. But as you know, it's not going to move in a straight line, right? It's going to drop, it's going to retrace, it's going to bounce around. I think we might go a little bit, yeah, now keep it there. I might put this up a little bit more. There we go. Right, so I'm still looking for it to break 1.06. Could drop and bounce around, so do that, trigger, bounce, and then I'm terrible at drawing this, but there we go, something like that. Okay, so euro dollar, do nothing for now, but look for it to break 1.06. Sell at 1.0590. Stop loss was 40, take profit was 140 to the downside. Let me see again. Yeah, that's what I'm looking out for on the euro dollar. Edson, no, if you join elite membership, you can cancel out that $2.99 membership and just join elite. That's the only one you need. I like that. I like that on the euro. I really like that on the euro. That's what I've been looking out for. Okay. No worries, Edson. Look forward to seeing you on the elite membership, elite navigator. Then now on to the yen. Right? Yen, we talked about this to push up. It went up, it came back down. It couldn't really break that 61.8 level. Right? But what you should be seeing here is that potential for that upside. I don't know why I deleted that, but we're still looking for the upward push. 154. Nice round number, which what you should also see. I don't need all that. Take that on away. What you should also see is 154 there. So the last time it got up to 154, push down, got up 154, push down. Wouldn't do anything now unless it breaks above. We have that point. Let's see, what else do we have? That's an interesting level here, which is where we were. Okay. So this dotted line actually we're looking at this point here. Okay. So you have a bit of a choice here, right? You have a little bit of a choice here is that you could, for a short-term trade, look for it to break 154, get up to 154.65. All right, you could be looking for that move up, 40 pips. Stop loss, you keep it very tight there like that. I think that would possibly be a short-term trade, of M15 kind of trade at best. The better move, safer, slightly safer move, I wouldn't say better, would be up there. It's got a big move. And let's see that. I want to catch that point up here. Could have a big move on the yen. All right. I don't think it's going to go all the way. Jimmy said he got in at 153.55. 153.55. I got in at 153.45. So we're about there. We're about same. Yeah, okay. So this, yes, I do think it's going to do that, but I think that it's going to be big upside there. So I would say get in maybe 154.90. I wanted to clear that point. 154.90. Stop loss would be about 35. Then you go up to 156, and then you got further upside. Look at that gaining momentum to the upside based on the dollar strength. Because there are no major news to come on the yen as well. So we're looking at that pushing up. We could see this continue pushing up. Yeah, okay, I like that. 154. 154.90. Stop loss 35, take profit 110. Stop loss 35, take profit 110 to the upside. Dollar index already pushing up. Already pushing up. Hey, Hussein, how are you doing? What's up? All right. So yen, yes, we have that. Then on to the euro yen. We're looking at that to bounce, right? So we wanted it to test and bounce. The main thing here, the problem here is the euro dollar with that big downside potential, US yen with that possibly big upside potential. The euro yen is being super conflicted. So you shouldn't have got in there, by the way. You should have been waiting for it to test and bounce, right? So on the euro yen, I would revise this. Hey Richard, how are you doing? I'll be looking for that as the other support. Right. This is good. The euro yen is going to be difficult because the euro yen and the pound yen, right? We're already seeing the pound yen drag to the downside. I'm kind of expecting this to push lower, but it's reacting at this point here. Hey Noachuku, how are you doing? Hope you're well. So what I would look for, I wouldn't do anything on the euro yen here at this point actually. I think that the euro yen in this area, if it does push up, you probably not want to get into that trade, right? You would look, if it breaks to the upside, then you can be looking for 164.70, stop loss 30 pips, take profit up 140 to 200 to the upside. Or it rejects this support level and pushes down, Then you'll be looking at 163. Then you'll be have a, no, you'll be a bit higher up. 163.20. Then you have a stop loss of about 40. And then you have a take profit down to 125 to the downside there. That's what I will look out for on the euro yen as it sits along. I don't really need that actually. Just that point is good enough. So as it sits in this area here, that's what I'll be looking out for, either a breakout to the downside or it pushes right up. Yes, you could trade this up between 163.75 and 164.50. I'll prefer to look for a break to the upside there. Okay, so that's the thought for the euro yen. Then onto the pound yen. We looked at this yesterday, saying that it's going to trade down to this support, dotted line support level. Going to bounce back up a little bit before trading down to the big round number support at 196 and at 23.6 level. Same thing, we've done part one, right? Part one is done. It's came down to this point. What we'll be looking out for here, and this is a good 100 pip move to the downside. So anyone who got onto the pound yen, let me know. Now at this point, what I'm looking for is potentially a break, bounce, break, down, and then I'll be looking for that push back up. Pound dollar has that downside, it's pushing. Pound yen could push down. We've seen that reaction here. We just want to see what happens. I think to be a bit safer is that we want to see it push down to this point here. All right, thanks Ali. I'll check that out. So we're going to see a reaction along this point here. Okay, that's relatively straightforward. Again, if you haven't already, remember to click like and subscribe and join the channel membership as an elite navigator. Now looking at the US Swiss franc, it's finally doing what I kind of think it would do. Still not my favorite as it slowly trends to the upside. What do you want to do here on the US Swiss franc? It's going to keep going. It looks like it's going to keep going. Break above 8840. Push up, push up. Yeah, it's going to continue. So if you were on the US Swiss franc, it's trading up. Now at this point, what you'll be looking for is that it keeps pushing higher. Break above 8840. You wouldn't want just a small move. You could be looking for the next point here at, the next point here at 8920. So what you'll be looking at, 8845, stop loss, 30 pips, take profit, a good 75 to the upside. Okay. Yes, Swiss franc trades above and below midpoint. Yeah. Okay, so we're looking for that to continue up, to break to the upside. Yes, that makes sense. US yen is sitting there. Might close that out and look for it to break first. Okay. Then onto the US CAD, still in that area, wouldn't do anything in this area, but a consideration now is that if it breaks above this point, you could see it trade up. Right? If it breaks above this point, you could see it trade up. I would say that you would wait for it to break above 1.4. So 1.410, stop loss would be 30, 40 pips, 40 pips. Take profit would be a good 140 to the upside. Not going to move up there in a rush, I don't think, but that's kind of the long, medium-term play that we're looking out for. Could you get in a little bit earlier? I think that if you're able to take that fluctuation, you could be, I would say the most you would look at is 1.4. I wouldn't get in too much earlier. Okay, so on the US, oh, I haven't updated that. Okay, hang on. US CAD, we're looking to buy at 1.40, stop loss of 40, take profit of 140. We're looking at quite big take profit levels. Take profit levels might be big, but you can always close out a little bit earlier as well. I think soon I have to redo my lines again. 1.8845, 30 to 75. Huge thunder on my end. Buy at 0.8845, stop loss 30, take profit 75. Did you guys hear that thunder? Did you guys hear that thunder roll? All right. And the thunder and lightning, it's all because of what we're seeing on gold. We talked about this bouncing around this area, and then if it breaks 2640 or 2644, it's going to trade down to 2600. It's there, it's below 2600 now, is at 2596. I was just talking with the guy from the brokerage yesterday after our call. We had a meeting, and he was like, and I think gold was sitting at 2660, and he was like, do you think it's going to go lower? And I said, yeah, if it breaks 2640, it's going to get to 2600, and it's there now. It's just below 2600. I do think that it's going to be more downside. You see that crossover, but be a little bit careful, because if you zoom right out, we don't need all these levels. Take that away. Those are all old levels now. That's all done. That's now a resistance. That's a 61.8. So I don't think it's going to break. Well, I think it's going to break, but it might not break that easily. Okay, so we take those away because those are all broken. Resistance level is fine there. That's a support level. 61.8 is there. Yes. I have all that. I will put this dotted line down here. If it breaks that point, we could come down to this level here. And then it is my favorite too. I have a trade running from up, top, down, and I've been mixing between short-term and long-term trades. That one there. Yeah, Richard, check out that link. Not now. Check out the link after the stream. The main thing now is that this daily market analysis is going to go to the Elite Navigator membership, so it's not going to be available on the public YouTube side. It's only going to be for Elite Navigators. You get the TSRI MACD. I'm doing educational videos on that. I did a couple of trade of the week videos. I'm going to get more trade of the week videos going on that, and or whatever else I can think of to add on to the Elite Navigators will come as well. And other TSRM, MACD, we're finalizing on the Bollinger Band. We've got a couple of other indicators to add on to make it available to you guys on the Elite Navigator. So it's all going to be there. Only for $9 a month. I forgot what I was going to say. Dollar, yes. So yes, definitely you should join, Richard. Break. So what I'm looking for, I anticipate and I want to see a bit of a retrace on gold, right? Because the last time we came down to this point was 10th of October, and before that in September, and we've got that 61.8, and we have that trend line. So it looks like it might try and break, but it could do that, all that kind of pattern there. So it looked like it'll try and break, then it retrace to retest that trend line 61.8 and support turn to resistance level. And then after that, continue lower. Yes, the dollar index, look at that, it's pushed up, it's come back down again. So it is strong, but I don't think the gold move is entirely because of the dollar right now. I think it's the dollar and also a bit of a gold climbed all the way up for no reason, so it's coming back down again. So below 25.90, I'm running with no take profits. I'm running on how much lower can it go. So I've got my stop loss and just keep moving my stop loss lower. Below 25.90, 25.85, I would say that on gold it would be below breaking. I wouldn't even say it's broken yet. So I say breaking 2600. Below 25.85 could trade down to 25.85, could trade down to 25.70 and 25.50. It would be amazing if it drops to 25.50 immediately. 25.70 and 25.50. Okay. So, wow, today's session was short and sharp. We're done. We've looked at it. Look, it hasn't broken. I wouldn't say it's broken 2600 yet. So it's going to bounce. This is going to be a crucial area. I'm only looking at it if it breaks below that 25.85 level, which is about that point there. Okay. Now, with all that said, please remember, trade well, trade safe. Thank you so much, Richard. Yes, I'm plonking a lot of stuff into the Elite Navigator. It's new, it's entirely new, so not a lot of info there. But first, most important thing is this daily market analysis is going to go in there. So that's the big thing, first off, that you want to make sure you join. All right. With all that said, please like, subscribe, join the Elite Navigator. Link is there again. If not, then I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll see you on Discord. If not, then tomorrow for the live stream again. Take care now. Bye-bye.